But students, do you feel that this database need a management system? This database need a management system to efficiently access, to efficiently easily secure the thing and easily update the thing. So this database need a management system, and this management system is what? Database. Okay, what is database? Database is a software. Okay, this database is a software that help user to create, store, modify and share a database. It manages how the data is stored, how the data is accessed and how the data is going to organize. So this software is very important. This software act as a interaction between user and the database. This is your database. So, and this is the user. So how user is going to interact, how the user will going to interact with this database. So there is a software, there is a interface. You see, there is a interface between user and database, that is database management system. And this is what? This is a software so that user can interact with the database. And how the user is going to interact? Using a language, and that language is your SQL language. Using a language, user is going to convert, user is going to communicate with the database, and this database will fetch, this database will fetch the records. Okay, this database will fetch the records as per the user query. So read again, what is a database? Database is a software that help user to create, store, modify and share a database. It manages how the data is stored and organized and how you can access that data. Okay, next, now what are the function of database? Function of database are same, that is you can query your data. That means you can get some specific result from your data, you can update your data, you can make some changes to your existing data, you can even generate a report. Why? How? Because for example, a company maintains a data of their sales or year wise. Not year wise. Initially a company maintain a record of their sales monthly wise, and when the year's over, then that monthly wise record can be summarized into an year wise format. Okay, so this is how the reports can be summarized. So you can summarize your reports as well. So, and here very important also, you can share your data. Sharing what? It allow multiple user and application to access the data at the same time. Here I am giving you an example how the database is shared. For example, different users are using ATM of the same bank for the money, for some transaction, for some depositing, or any kind of purpose. Means different users are using ATM of the same bank at the same time. So here the database is same, bank is same, so the database will be same, and that database is being used by multiple users at the same time. So data sharing is occurring. That means multiple users can access data at the same time. Now, why DBMS, why database management system is better than traditional file system? In traditionally we were also managing the things now. Then why the need of database management system comes? Because in traditional file system there were many disadvantages. Okay, in traditional file system there was many disadvantages, and these disadvantages are come as an advantages to this database management file system. So see here, there was high data redundancies in the traditional file system. How? Because it happens that you have to write the same data again and again, so data duplicacy occur in traditional file system, whereas in database this is reduced with the help of normalization. Okay, this normalization is very important. This we will study later, sorry. Okay, so data redundancy is reduced in case of DBMS, which was very high in case of traditional file system. Next, data integrity. Integrity means consistency. Okay, integrity is what? Consistency. So consistency is very hard in traditional file system, but these are very easy with the help of constraints. What are constraints? Constraints are restrictions. These are some restrictions that we impose on database. Restrictions in the case of that who can access your database. Okay, what are the prime attributes, what are so there are some restrictions. What will be the data type? So these are some restrictions. So using restriction, consistency is maintained, which was not in the case of traditional file system because it was hard in the case of. Next, data sharing. Since I have explained this recently here, data sharing was it is easier for multiple users to access data at the same time in case of DBMS, but this was very difficult in case of traditional file system. So data sharing is also enhanced. Next, security. Security was very limited in case of traditional file system, but in DBMS the things are automated. All the things that we have to do in traditional file system, see, in traditional file system the things were also same, but here we have to do it manually. But in database things have become automated. Okay, things have become automated because this is a software, and this software manages the most of the work of the user that in traditional file system that user have to do it manually. Okay, next, since the security is also maintained, there is a strong security control in database. Next, backup and recovery. Backup and recovery has to be done manually, but here it is done automatically. Your data will be saved automatically. Okay, now next, you can query your data. This is very important. In traditional file system we cannot query our data, we cannot get some specific result from the data. Okay, we can get, but this was very complex and very slow. But when the concept of DBMS come, with the help of simple query language, this becomes very easy. Okay, so with the help of the structured query language, we can query our data with very easily. We can get some specific result from our data. Now let's move to the further next slide. Now, what are the disadvantages of database management approach? As I explained, consistency is enhanced. Okay, security is also enhanced. It restricts unauthorized access. Persistent data is stored because it is stored data permanently for future use. Persistent storage is there. Backup and recovery option is there. You can protect data by creating backup and storing it when required. Multiple user access, again data sharing is here. It allows multiple user to work with the database at the same time. So all these things, advantages are, all the things are coming repeatedly again and again. The functions, advantages, all are same. The functionalities, okay, database management, the functionality that database management provides are all the advantages here. So now what are data models? Data models, see, data models is a collection of concepts that can be used to describe the structure of a data. Okay, that is used to describe the structure of the database. It provides the necessary means to achieve the abstraction. So what is data model here? Data model is used to explain you how your data will be represented. Okay, this is, you can say, the representation method. Data model are the representation model that help you to describe the structure of your database, and it also help to achieve abstraction. What is abstraction? Abstraction means hiding the underlying complexity of the system while showing the necessary details to the user. Okay, this means hiding complexity, okay, and showing only the necessary details. Okay, showing necessary details. Okay, you understand this thing? See, there are different kind of data model. For example, ER model. RDBMS. So these are some models. This concept we will study in later lectures as in detail. So for now, just understand that data model are the representation method to describe the structure of your database. Now next, what is a database schema? See, database schema is the description of the data. It is a description of a database. It is specified during the database design and is not expected to change frequently. So what is a database schema? Schema means the structure, outer structure. Okay, database outer structure is your database schema. For example, let I am taking a RDBMS, relational database model. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and yes, this is your student ID, this is your name, this is other details, for example phone number. Okay, phone number is here, this is other detail, and here address is here. Okay, or you can say this is email ID. Okay, so you can see this is a table. Okay, you can see this is a table and this is a relational database model. This is a RDBMS. Okay, relation means table. So here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns are there, and here no entry is given. The entries are blank here. No entries is mentioned right now. But since we are talking about schema, so this is what schema is. Here you are just describing how your database will look like. It do not concern with the entries or the values. Here it do not concern with this. It only concerned with the outer structure. That means how your database will be organized, how your database is structured. That is your schema. Now what are the instances? Instances are the values in the database. So here you can see, if you fill the values, if you insert values in this database, then that values will be the instances. Okay, for example again, suppose this was the table. Okay, and this was the student ID. Okay, here was the name, email ID. Okay, or you say it is a phone number. So when you write, suppose student ID is 1 or 2, 3, 4, name here is A, B, C, D, email ID is given of the student, and phone number is also given of the student. Okay, so all here the values are inserted. So these are the instances. Each row is a instances. You can say instances are these. Okay, this is one row, this is another row, this is another row, and this is another row. So these are your instances. The instances are the value in the database. Okay, instances are what? Values in the database are your instances. So next, now the 3 schema architecture. See, this is very important. 3 schema architecture is very important. How? Because here you will see how your database is going to actually work. There are 3 layers in this schema architecture. That is why it is also called 3-tier, or you can say 3-tier architecture. Okay,